Do I regret summoning on Ganyu? Short answer, yes. Long answer is the rest of this video, obviously. So I figured it would be good to make this video before Ganyu comes out, in case people are still having second thoughts. I used to not regret summoning for Ganyu at all. And then they decided to introduce Hyperbloom, a team that is super easy to use. All you need is Nahida and some Hydro character, and then Kuki, right? Kuki is very easy. You know, even Raiden is easier, but if we're just talking like, hey, you need a Hydro character, it could be Barbara and Kuki and Nahida, right? That is your Hydro team, and you destroy everything in the overworld that way. This is my Hyperbloom team. A team that absolutely decimates anything, and honestly, it's just better than the Ganyu team. And it's very easy to use. I mean, you could replace Yelan with Xingqiu, and you could replace Zhongli with Diona or something. That is something that you could do very easily. And all you need is Nahida, who is out right now. If you don't have Nahida and you plan to summon for Ganyu, I would say just summon for Nahida instead, because she's working with basically so many other characters. I would just recommend it, obviously, but let's go into further detail. So other than the fact that she's basically lost all of her overworld prowess, right? She used to be one of the best characters in the game, still is, but now it's sort of trivialized by having this team exist. So overworld is just super easy with this team. Now let's get down to the playstyle. Her playstyle is literally annoying. I'm not, like, if we're using this team and not a team with a shield user, or we're not using freeze, this is annoying, right? It's because Ganyu, if she gets hit, she can get canceled out of her charge attack, and that is just awful. So hey, this is an annoying team to play. It's Melt Ganyu. Not everybody wants to play Melt Ganyu. In fact, most people want to play Freeze Ganyu. Now, if you do Freeze Ganyu, this is the best team that I could come up with for Freeze Ganyu. It's completely fine. It'll be okay, but not for bosses, which is really what I don't like, right? Bosses are annoying. They're super annoying. Whereas with this team, you know, they are absolutely destroying bosses. It's very easy, right? And also, they're doing it faster. So if I wanted to use Ganyu and I didn't like her actual playstyle, I could just put her on this team. She is working on this team. However, there's a better option for this team almost entirely. Not even a question whether it's a better option. Yeah, it's Kazuha. So I didn't have Ayaka, I didn't have Kokomi, I didn't have Shinha, I didn't even have Kazuha. So I had none of these characters when I got Ganyu. So that is a huge thing, right? That is, like, Kazuha makes freeze teams way better, Shinha makes cryo characters way better, and Ayaka is just better Ganyu, in my opinion, because I like her playstyle like 100 times more, and she also does more damage. So sadly, I've basically lost all my uses for Ganyu. She's not really usable on my account anymore. So if you're looking at this and you have this team, and you can make this team on your account, I strongly urge you to make sure you like a charge attack gameplay. If you have Tignari, I'm sorry, that's a completely different playstyle. The fast-paced charge attacks that Tignari is able to do is way better than what Ganyu is able to do. Just sit there and wait. That is what she does. So it is a way better playstyle for Tignari. Sadly, Ganyu does not get that treatment until C6. Until last update, this was my team. And then I got Shinha, and Ganyu immediately got booted off, and she will never be back on this team.
Understood.
She is so good. It's just I don't want to remove any of these characters. The only person that I could possibly remove on this team is Ayaka, whose gameplay style I like way better than Ganyu's. So it's just come to a point of like, hey, I got Ganyu because I sort of liked her and wanted her because she did a lot of damage, to the point where I'm like, well, I don't really need her anymore. She is useless to me. I could have no Ganyu on my account, and I don't think it would change. Because I am a player, and it's not like this is almost my exact situation with Hu Tao. But the problem with Hu Tao is, I later found out that I just didn't really like her stamina problem, and I don't feel like wanting her, because I have Yoimiya, so there's no point. And I got Yoimiya before I got Hu Tao. I got Hu Tao because I thought she would be better, and I just like using Yoimiya way better, so that's what happened. I could have no Hu Tao or no Ganyu on my account, and I don't think it would change anything. So Ganyu just seriously has lost basically every single use case for her on my account. So I kind of regret it. Like, she's fun to use sometimes. But not always. And honestly, it feels like her gameplay is just very slow. I am someone who likes fast gameplay design, And yeah, sure, that arrow may do 50k just by herself. You don't realize it until you start building teams and you stop including the character on those teams. Like, slowly, Ganyu just was phased out into most of my teams, and she was never used again. Ganyu just feels like she's not needed on my account whatsoever, so whenever I'm making a team, I just don't use her. It would be like me using Zhao. I don't use Zhao, he's a main DPS, but I never find myself using him, mainly because he doesn't really have supports, and then also I just don't really have any use for him when I can just Ito bonk everything. Zhao is basically the pre-Ito, right? I would say he reacts with everything, and he's able to do good damage. That's basically how I feel about Zhao. Maybe once I get C6 Farazan, I might end up using Zhao more, but nowadays I just sort of use Ito, Kazuha, Ayaka, Yoimiya, and then Raiden. That's basically all the characters that I use. Like, so a lot of these characters, like Albedo, even Albedo, I may use Ito, but I don't use Albedo because I just don't find myself wanting to use him because I'd rather use a different character to group enemies or something. Make sure that when you summon for Ganyu, that you know you like her playstyle, because that's the only reason I don't use her anymore. Yeah, she's good. And I stopped doing Dvalin. Dvalin was the last straw for her. I was doing Dvalin, and then I stopped because I just have so many of those mats. And now she just sort of sits on my account. You know, maybe one day when I do Dvalin for another time, she'll be usable. But for now, she's literally unusable on my account because I just don't want to ever use her. She's just sitting here collecting dust. For the time that I was actually using her, I was amazed with her performance. I was like, oh yes, this is great. But that was pre-hyperbloom time. Because recently, like, I don't use cryo. I wasn't using her that often to begin with. Like, when I say, oh yeah, hyperbloom sort of phased her out of my overworld, you know, experience, I was typically using Ito in the overworld. Like, it wasn't like I was using Ganyu, because I just never used Ganyu in the overworld. Sometimes I did. Sometimes. I think it was probably the last update I've seriously used Ganyu in the overworld was 3.0. And then I stopped. So Ganyu just was phased out completely, and now at this point I do regret summoning on her. So yeah, that's what my thoughts are on Ganyu. Obviously, if you like the character, you just summon for her. If you like the character and you like her playstyle, then go for it. Because honestly, who cares? Yeah, you're gonna beat everything with Ganyu, right? She's a good character. I just regret summoning on her because I have no use for it and I can't use her really. Because it's just better options. Why would I not use the better option when I have it and her playstyle doesn't really appeal to me? That's the entire point of this video. So yeah, just a warning, you know, Ganyu has a very specific and niche playstyle that I feel like not a lot of players are going to enjoy, because I feel like most players do enjoy fast-paced things like, you know, Yoimiya's attacks, right? That another reason why I like her over, you know, Hu Tao is because it's fast-paced. You know, I don't feel like people want to go like really slow, but if you do, hey, Ganyu's probably your girl. It's not saying that she's slow, it's just that to do her damage, it's a slower interval of damage than like Ito or Yoimiya, which is why I like playing those characters, or Raiden. That's gonna be it for this video. Make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.